Welcome to the best gambling podcast on the internet. Hit that like button and subscribe. Last week on Money Picks, I was 2-1. You can check my Patreon for every bet. I was 3-0 in soccer. I know you guys are saying, well, Lawson, you picked the Redskins. You're so stupid. Well, look at my money, and I'll tell you one thing. There's never been a hater that I met who's doing better than me. So let's get to the first game. This is a holdover from last week. We got the Buffalo Bills at the Tennessee Titans. Buffalo's -3, and I'm going to have to change the pick here. Go Buffalo to win in the cover. And my problem with Tennessee, I like their run defense. I like their run offense. But one thing Tennessee can't do is they can't stop the deep ball. This has been a problem for 2 years. And when you got Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, their symbiosis is absolutely perfect. So I think we see the Bills make more big plays. And then another problem with Tennessee is they get away from Derrick Henry. I know Tannehill's playing pretty decent, but they just get away from Derrick Henry far too much. Next game, we got the Chicago Bears at the Carolina Panthers. Carolina is -2.5. Guys, I'm digging the trench here. This is World War I. I'm going Chicago to win in the cover. Carolina's been surprising everyone, and credit to Matt Rule, and I was high on Matt Rule, but I just don't know how he is doing this. I don't know if there's magic tricks. I don't know if he's wearing a top hat during these games. But the way they beat Atlanta was just, it was complete domination, and you just have to give Carolina credit. But I have to go back and say Chicago's the better team. Next game, we got the Detroit Lions at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Money, money, money! Money! It's always dangerous betting Detroit, but I got them to win in the cover because I've been betting against Jacksonville all year. Everyone likes Minshew. They like the mustache. But he has his issues. But a big problem with Jacksonville is this defense. They can't stop the run. They really can't stop the pass. And Detroit comes in rested, rejuvenated. And Detroit hasn't looked all that bad this year. But I'll caution you guys, whenever you bet Detroit, it's a mystery. Next game, I have the Atlanta Falcons at the Minnesota Vikings, -3.5 for the Vikings. I got the Vikings to win in the cover. And Atlanta's a team that has been completely beaten down, not only physically, but mentally. Look at their injury list, but the problem is more psychological with this team. I called for Dan Quinn's job last year at this time, but it hasn't happened yet. And Minnesota, one positive about them is they're getting the run game going, and that defense actually made a few plays against the Seahawks, something we haven't seen from Minnesota all year. So expect Minnesota to pound the ball and Atlanta to just completely capitulate. Minnesota wins in the cover, pretty damn sure about it. Might be a money pick as the week goes on. Next game, we got the Houston Texans at the Tennessee Titans. Right now, the spread is -5.5. Expect that to move, guys. Make sure you're monitoring this. Make sure you're looking at all the options and injuries as the week goes on. I got Houston to cover, Tennessee to win. Wouldn't be surprised if Houston won this game, but stay tuned. Let's watch this Bills-Tennessee game tonight, and let's get some tape in. Next game, we got the Washington football team at the New York Giants. Giants are -3, and if someone gets on here and tells me they know what's going to happen in this game, fine. You guys told me I was dead wrong about the Giants covering against the Cowboys. They covered. I was obviously wrong about Washington last week. I think Washington wins and covers, but this is very, very hesitant because these are two really, really bad teams, and we don't really know the situation at quarterback for Washington. Alex Smith came in and did nothing. I know it was a feel-good story, and the Giants got some confidence after playing that shitty Dallas defense. Next game, we got the Cleveland Browns at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh -3.5. Pittsburgh wins in the covers. I told you before this season, this is the renaissance of Big Ben. We saw that Claypool guy go off. I think he got 4 touchdowns. And the Eagles actually played a good game. The Eagles actually came in and played competitive. They played physical. They made a few big plays on defense. But it really didn't matter because Pittsburgh is just literally, this is the best Pittsburgh team they've had in quite some time. Because of Big Ben's renaissance, but also because I love this defense. I think Pittsburgh gets 2 or 3 turnovers off Baker, and I think the Cinderella story of the Browns comes to an end. Next game, we got the Baltimore Ravens, -7 at the Philadelphia Eagles. Well, this is a tough one. This can go either way. I got Philly to cover, Baltimore to win. We'll see what type of rhythm Baltimore's in. I didn't get any answer. I didn't get any questions answered against the Bengals. If you guys did, that's fine. Go bet Baltimore, but I didn't. So I'm going to play it conservative here and take the points. Next game, we got the Cincinnati Bengals at the Indianapolis Colts. Colts are -7.5, and I like the Bengals to cover here because, yes, it is very, very difficult to run against the Colts defense. We know that. We know that's probably the strong suit of their team. But also, I think we're going to start seeing some chinks and some cracks in this Colts offense, and I think this Bengals defense keeps them in the game. And then it comes down to, okay, who's going to make more plays, Burrow or Rivers? I actually like Burrow to make a few more plays. Indy wins because they run the ball better, but I think Cincinnati covers in a very close game. And I'm thinking out loud here, but is it just me, or is this Cincinnati team actually looking a little bit more solid and well coached? I'm not saying Zach Taylor's doing a great job like Matt Rule, or that Zach Taylor's the next Sean McVay or anything along those lines, but the team does look a bit more organized this year, and I'm liking what I'm seeing out of Cincinnati. They're actually watchable this year. Next game, we got the Green Bay Packers, -2 at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I got Tampa Bay to win in the cover, and I'm really sure about it. This is going to come down to the quarterback position, and I don't want to be simplistic and say it's all about the quarterbacks, but really it does come down to Brady versus Rodgers. And for me, I'm looking at Brady, and he has so many more options. And I keep waiting for this Tampa Bay team to reach this precipice. Maybe I'm being over dramatic here. Maybe I'm being like the ex-girlfriend waiting for the man to change. But I really feel like Tampa Bay wins this game. I feel like they're better on offense. And listen, it's the same thing with Green Bay last year. Green Bay seems a little bit better this year, but I still think they're very, very overrated. Next game, we got the LA Rams at the San Francisco 49ers. Rams are -3.5. This is a tough one, but I think San Fran bounces back. San Fran wins in the covers. But we need to see what's going on with Jimmy G. Remember last week when you guys were telling me I was a fat idiot for telling you the Dolphins would cover? Well, the Dolphins did cover, and a lot of it was due to Jimmy G not being healthy. I'm not making excuses for Jimmy G's performance by any means. When you're in this league, you have to man up and you have to play hurt. Everyone's playing hurt out there. I don't like excuses. But it did reach a level with Jimmy G last week where he couldn't even step back and plant on that ankle. It just looked ugly. So we have to monitor what's going on with San Fran's quarterback position. If Jimmy G's there, I have to go San Fran to win in the cover, although the Rams have been very impressive this year. Next game, we got the Jets at the Miami Dolphins, point spreads -8, and I'm going surprise here. You're probably saying, Lawson, I know your fundamentals. I know how you've made a fortune. You're probably going to take the Jets with the points. No. Miami wins in the covers, and yes, I don't like this -8, so that's why it's a money pick. I wish it was at more like -4, -5, but beggars can't be choosers. I just think Miami makes more plays on offense, and it doesn't really matter if Darnold or Flacco plays. Like you guys were telling me, well, Darnold's not playing, so maybe the Jets will be better. Like, no, it really doesn't make a difference. You swap them out because that team is just a complete mess, and Miami's actually a well-coached team, and they're coming off that high against San Fran. And listen, Miami played good against Seattle. No, they didn't get the win. No, they didn't cover, but they were in that game. They had a chance. They had the ball in the fourth quarter with a chance to win the game. Miami wins in the covers. They're peaking. Next game, we got the Denver Broncos at the New England Patriots. New England's -9. Money. Denver covers. That's the money pick here. Drew Lock's coming back, and I'm not the biggest Drew Lock guy in the world, but I think Denver keeps this close, and I think New England, yes, we have to respect the hoodie Bill Belichick. Yes, we have to respect Cam Newton. Yes, this defense is playing good, but New England is overrated. I don't think New England is as good as people think they are, and I think this game's going to prove a lot. I'm not saying Denver wins this game. New England will win this game, but Denver will cover. Next game, we got Arizona at Dallas. Arizona -2.5. Arizona wins in the cover. This is borderline money pick. We know Dak Prescott is out of the picture, but the big problem with Dallas is they can't stop anyone. Like, look at how many points they gave up to a struggling Giants offense last week. Look at how many points they gave up to the Browns. I mean, people are thinking the Browns are going to compete in the AFC North because they put up points against this Dallas defense. We need to accept that this Dallas defense is fugazi at best, and that's why Arizona wins in the covers. But Arizona, you need to be safe with this one. Last week with the Jets, we actually saw them get Chase Edmonds involved in the game. I just want them to run it. I just want them to keep balance. Get that offensive line moving forward. And don't let Kyle Murray throw it every time, and you're going to be good. Arizona wins and covers. Next game, we got Kansas City at the Buffalo Bills. Kansas City -3. We need to watch the Bills tonight to see what's going on. As of right now, I got Kansas City to win in the cover. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the best gambling podcast on the internet. And if you want to follow every single one of my picks, follow me on Patreon. Last week I killed it with soccer, was 2-1 in NFL. Let's get this money.